Okay, it's 10/10/2020, which is October 10th, 2020, and I'm going to read on Gemini, Erik Prince. The brother of the youngest brother, I think, of Betsy DeVos, and one of the bigwigs of Blackwater, which is a secret op type of service that is he offers. He's sneaky, and he has a Pisces moon. Now I have a Pisces moon, so I'm hopeful that maybe I will be able to kind of better connect, to understand or read him. I've been meaning to for some time, and I know that people have been asking, and I apologize, but there's been just such a truckload every day of material and just, well, craziness. Forgive me with my voice. Allergies. And good that the glass fire is getting more contained. I think it's over 70% contained, and I hope that we don't have any more. Ugh. The problem is I think, are in for a La Nina out here, so we'll see. That could mean a lot of water over the winter. I have to read into that. I just have not been awake long enough, and when I'm awake, I'm trying to get done what I can do before I just kind of crash again. So I can't wait to kind of feel a little bit more caught up. Okay, so I want to it's really unpleasant to try to connect to their energy. So yes, I appreciate people understanding that, and it can be difficult. And there's already, like, for me, a natural apprehension of like, that energy isn't good, but I understand it's necessary to look at him, and especially in light of what has happened with Gretchen Whitmer, that the FBI, thank goodness, had informants that let them know what was going on. So I'm gonna try to zone in on this guy. Oof. It's like zoning in on a big pile of plop, if you know what I mean. Okay, Erik Prince. Erik Prince. I believe he was born in, was it 67? In Michigan? 69. Okay, so he's a year younger than me. He's in Holland, Michigan. And I will put a link up in the description box to where I'm getting this astrological information from. I kind of look at this one woman's site from time to time because it's just what comes up in my searches for astrological information for people. And I find her kind of interesting. I think her name is Marjorie, what is it? Marjorie Orr. And she has an interesting reading that I want to look up, astrological, from the 25th of July 2020 on Erik Prince, called The Spoils of War. And she looks like looks like she really does a thorough job in getting information in astrologically. Fascinating. Anyways, so that's where I'm getting the information that he has Sun and Mercury in Gemini. Sun and Mercury in Gemini, opposition Mars in Sagittarius, square a Pisces moon. with a super confident and adventurous Pluto, Jupiter, Uranus, and Virgo. His Mercury is in an invasive opposition to Neptune. Well, I could go on, but that's all very interesting. And some of that I would have to dig a little deeper to understand, because I have a limited understanding of astrology. I would, and that's another thing I want to learn more. Always been interested in it. So I thought I'd share that with you about him, and it helps me to kind of lock onto him. Erik Prince. So I want to know, was Erik Prince involved in the plot to kidnap and kill Gretchen Whitmer and to cause or create civil war? Is he connected to that group? I just honestly, just on an intuitive level of and common sense level of reading what this guy's involved in, looking at his basic astrological information, gut vibe, he's got to be involved. I'd be shocked. He's from Michigan. I mean, yeah, come on. But let's just look. I'd be shocked if he didn't. Totally his vibe, totally his jam. And it sounds like something someone like him, or with his background, would come up with or encourage. And then make sure that the people that get caught are the patsies, that they take the fall and he doesn't, and he walks away. Get somebody, some Billy Joe Bob to do it. That's the energy I get from him, and I think that's a fair impression. Now we're going to see what the cards have to say. Did Erik Prince have anything to do with Gretchen Whitmer's the plot to kidnap and murder her and put her on trial and all kinds of wacky-dacky ideas? I think the basic gist of kidnap her and kill her and create this quote-unquote civil war type thing definitely has his signature. That's coming to me just on an intuitive level. And I'm feeling like maybe these guys also added some of their own ideas into it, like with the putting her on trial. But I don't know. I think Erik Prince and them are are pretty whack. So let's just see. Could have been his idea as well. I do think he's got to be connected. Is Erik Prince connected to the plot to kidnap and murder Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer? Well, we have the Fool and we have the Ace of Swords. This is a big risk. This is speaking of a big risk, and I think it's a nod toward a yes. Especially with that Ace of Swords. It feels like a risky operation that is connected to him, that he thought out or is aware of, that he's put thought into, that I feel like his signature is involved in with this Ace of Swords. But let's just see, because the rest of the cards, as you know, create our story and we have to use and go with the story that makes the most sense. And here we have, oh my gosh, you guys. Here we have, it's nodding toward a yeah, a yes. Here we have again the issue that's tracking that they were going to take advantage of the pandemic and quarantine and her being in her family home, summer home. That's tracking. Now, if he didn't have anything to do with it, I don't think I would be picking this up. I would be getting like, no, he's not, no, but this is tracking with the story. So this, to me, is a sign that he has definitely a connection, in addition to the cards showing a risky operation that is taking advantage, as we know, with the pandemic and the world. And this, to me, shows, interestingly enough, that we have the Fool, which is the beginning of the journey in the tarot, and we have the World, which is the end in the tarot, the last traditional card of the major arcana. We have two major arcana cards about a beginning and an end, and we have two minor arcana cards, a 1 and a 5. And to me, this is also, this can be about assassinating someone. To me, when I've looked at cases and stuff, sometimes that comes up, and it is coming up with this assassination during a pandemic, taking advantage. It's showing up. So, not looking too good for you, Erik. The question is, will they be able to link him? And I think there's a distinct, strong possibility that they will be able to. In fact, I'm going toward, with time, that very much so will this be further revealed, found out, understood. But let me continue. So we have the moon. Yes, that's his Piscean moon as well. And I have a Piscean moon. He likes to travel down and do secretive things. It gives him a sense of power. And what do you know? It falls under, when we go vertically, the Fool card. So here we have high-risk secret operation to murder during a pandemic, or to assault, or to, finish somebody off, is vibe I'm getting from that Ace of Swords. And that the plan doesn't go through. There's an end with this, but there's more to come that I'm not quite, I feel like I need to pull more cards with this. Okay. Amazing what sleep can do, Makes me more helpful. Oh boy, that, oof. Okay. And remember, we got this card last time when I read on Amy. Not Amy. Why am I calling her Amy? Oops. We don't want to go there. That's Barrett. That's the Supreme Court ding-dong. I don't like speaking of people disparagingly, but this is what we've got right now. When I read on Gretchen, this was one of the first row cards that came up. This independent strength. And I think the fact that she has defied Trump, that she has stood her ground, and with dignity, I'm shown here, and honor, they wanted to see, that was too much for them. She was just too much for them. And they wanted, obviously, to, I think, take her out. And I do think he's connected. Finish successfully taking her out. That's what I get. And I get that there's I think Erik's pretty smart, or more like shady enough, shrewd is the word I'm looking for, enough to know that if he gives the green light for such a thing, he's going to put it through other people so that he doesn't get lassoed in first. He's going to put it through other channels, and so that he doesn't get caught up in case it didn't work out. Now, I'm not saying that he's not going to get caught out, because I do think he will. It's like the cards want to point this out. He's got some kind of involvement here. This is right up his alley, his expertise. Yes, he's got a partnership. And it's secret. It's a hidden connection. Sorry, that was my tummy earlier that's gurgling. It's particularly damning. Even, I'll just go ahead and lay out the rest of the cards. That could be his sister. Let me check Betsy's, or maybe his wife or something. But I get a definite message here that this is partnership with the female, high profile. And I do think it shows a connection. And I see with this Page of Pentacles the creation of a plan, and they really hoped it would pull off. He partnered up with somebody here. There's a female here. And it doesn't necessarily mean asexual relationship. I get more that it's being in cahoots type of an energy, perhaps more so. I feel like it is a high risk, like I said, it's showing me it's a high risk assassination during a pandemic to end, we have beginning and end, but to end her life, and to, I think, end the threat to Trump's retaining the presidency. That was the purpose. The second line, shows, I feel like a very filtered or censored, hidden channel of giving signals. I'm getting that from this card. I'm feeling like it's a signal for this operation. That he's operating in a kind of a coded, maybe that would be the better explanation. There's just with this moon and this page of cups, and those butterflies that are coming out of there, the moths. I'm feeling like there's some kind of a coded way of communicating here in a secretive manner about creating, frankly, death and an end to, I believe, Gretchen Whitmer's independent stance and being in position of power. I think they would like to have taken her out and get somebody of their own in that office. Absolutely. I think they were looking to get rid of her, create this horrible situation of trying to start a civil war and all this other nonsense. Definitely I feel that he is connected. And there's a hope that the quarantine and the pandemic would be taking up people's attention, would be kind of, people would be looking over there, not really, they wanted to take advantage of the situation. Clearly, that's clear. And this woman, this fire sign, now Amy, why do I want to keep calling her Amy? Somebody, what is wrong with my brain lately? I don't know why I want to keep referring to it. Oh, you know what? I think it's because I need more coffee. That's what I'm going to go with. I don't know why my brain's doing that, and I apologize. It's annoying to me, too. Gretchen is only one day away from being, birthday-wise, a Leo. And one of the things that I picked up in my reading about her is that a sense that she could kind of have that Wands, Earth, that Leo, Virgo kind of a vibe. But, this is the row of the future. And I know that she's going to go, Gretchen is going to go for Trump, trying to hold him to account for, this is just disgusting and upsetting, for trying to have someone harm her, kill her. He's inspired it. And he straight up asked for it, and is still bad-mouthing her in his tweets. Still. Absolute woman hater. Let me just put this on pause for a minute. I want to check Betsy's birthday. Well, this is interesting. Betsy is a Capricorn, but she does have, I believe it is a Leo moon. Is it Leo? Wait a minute. Let me just check. Yes, her moon is in Leo. And just checking her chart here. She's also got her Saturn kind of right on the cusp of between Scorpio and Libra. That's interesting. Well, anyways, yeah, she's got a Leo moon, and her Mars is in Sagittarius. You always want to look at people's Mars as well. Note their aggression. So I'm wondering, this is also a partnership, and this is kind of what I felt like that could be Betsy and him in cahoots, not in a sexual or romantic partnership. And this is high profile, and with that page of Pentacles, it's the plan, the hatch. See, if you notice, she's developed and sprouted from a seed, the beginning of a plant, a new life, a new beginning here. And so I think I think she was aware of it as well. And maybe it will come out in the future that she was. But he's definitely, I believe, linked. Yes. Then we get the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Swords, the Sun, and the King of Swords. So he is a Gemini, Trump is a Gemini. So I believe Erik Prince will go down. It is karmic. It is a change that is coming, part of his fate, because of what he's enacted in his life and set in motion has been so destructive. And he will be exposed. It will come out yet in the future. It's going to take a little more time yet, I think, from at least of this moment, the 10th of October 2020 at 12:56 p.m. Pacific time. What I get is that he'll be exposed for his connection to this. And I think quite possibly that Queen of Wands quite possibly could show that his sister had knowledge of this, if that's Betsy. Yeah, I think it could. This is, oh wow, look at this. Look at these tens. 2 tens, the petty card, as many of us readers are fond to say, and the King of Cups. Somebody else that's linked in. Could it be Mitch McConnell? I just want him to go. This is significant. This is, in this case, Oh. Yes, this was something, too, that I'm being shown has a lot of effort and time put in. But the Hanged Man makes me feel like this is perhaps the interruption, the suspension of their efforts, that they were not able to employ them. I feel like this is him also perhaps going to jail for a while, going to prison for a spell. And it would be more of a lengthy spell, because it's kind of a monotonous, time-consuming, tedium that you have to endure, or that you're at work, put to task. And just kind of the combination of the two cards and the fact that I think he's going to be exposed would lead me to feel like this could also indicate, definitely, I feel like prison as a potential. As a potential. The only thing that is holding me off is that I'm not getting a lot of cards like justice, like showing up yet. Like where I'm seeing like legal activity that is going on. It's not to say that it isn't going on, but like active sentencing type of thing. I'm not catching that yet. There could be maybe a delay in it as they're working on something. I feel like there's other stuff that comes in, and there's a woman who's wanting to hold them to account. A water sign, potentially. Or has a strong water placement. Is it Ivanka popping up? She's a Scorpio. May not be her. But I feel like there's a woman, I'm being shown a woman of a water sign, and I'm being shown judgment, where someone is, I feel like, also under the microscope for their conduct. Unless this is someone who is a prosecutor or something and is looking at what exactly is he responsible for on those details. Because I feel like this plot has a bit of a murkiness to it in certain areas. I feel like it's interesting to look at. But I'm feeling... Oh, yeah. This shows connection and the plan to like ambush her. He's in on it. But what I really want to know, what I really, really, really want to know is, will he go to prison for it? And I do think he will. So it definitely shows he's connected. And this is, again, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that. My cards show him as being connected. Let's see if he, very quickly, does he end up, going to prison. I can't see how he wouldn't, but you know. Let's see. Erik Prince, does he go to prison? End up in prison for his involvement in Whitmer's kidnap and murder plot, and the plot to kick off a quote-unquote civil war. I mean, that's domestic terrorism. He should be taken. They're all terrorists. And I don't have to say that's alleged, because it is a fact. Heather Heyer ended up dying because of people that he's inspired to act violently. And now we have another person again. And there's many other people. And unfortunately, I think into the future, this is what we're going to have as a fallout with Trump and his loyalists. Some of them will probably join up with these types of groups. I've gotten that. But we'll just have to work on bringing them to justice. So let's see. Erik Prince, does he go to prison? I ask the ancestors, the spirit of the tarot, and the creator to help me and relate honestly, truthfully. Does he end up going to prison? And I can't imagine why not if no. So please show me clearly. Does he end up going to prison for this? Erik Prince. In the plot to assassinate, create a civil war, the kidnapping, all that. Okay. Well, this is the card that I've been getting for Gretchen. She's a Virgo. This to me looks like the surveillance that they were doing of her and of her activities, so on and so forth, because that group was surveying her as well as the FBI, trying to survey and watch her, watching them watch her, I suppose. And this is the sting as well. I get the sting operation from this. And do you notice too, I'm getting the vibe of the home, the summer home with that picture of a home there. Okay. Oh-ho-ho. 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 Well, who is this Queen of Wands? Because I also see her next to the Magician, which is somebody who is doing sleight of hand, so to speak. Now, what you create can be positive or negative. It depends on the cards nearby. And I'm shown a woman that had something, I don't know, I'm not sure about this woman. Is this DeVos being in on the plan? Or is this a woman that was helping Gretchen and with regarding this whole situation? She could even be, as far as I know, maybe even FBI. I'll have to see who she really is, whether is this Gretchen or is this Betsy or is this somebody else that may have been helping Gretchen. But this reading is on, I'm trying to get whether or not Erik goes to prison. See him, there's defense here. I think he's going to certainly try to continue to slip away from being held accountable and defend himself. I got this King of Cups earlier too. And I think this King of Cups is going to run some interference and protest too much. And I think this is probably Mitch. If they go after Erik Prince, I think Mitch is going to pitch a fit. And there is some attempt by, I think, a female, this could be his sister, Betsy, perhaps Mitch, I think trying to protest her ability to go after him or the law to come after him, trying to, help. But I feel like the energy around Gretchen is strong to come after them. It's just in her favor. The FBI, the nation's FBI, stopped this plot, is on board. So I get a feeling that they might already have, of course, more information, like whether or not they think he's involved. And it's just probably a matter of time and linking and being able to link him up, honestly. But here's the last row. The world. I see her successful. I see Gretchen successful, so I think he could go to prison if he's involved. And I think he is. I mean, I can't see how he wouldn't be. It just all sounds too much like his agenda. There he is. And there's a woman here. This could be and the moon. Kind of uncertainty. I feel like with this card, or with these cards, I just feel like there's answers. There's someone that is, I think, studious and able to, the woman's holding a key in this picture that's key. There's information or evidence that this woman comes up with, and it shows him and Trump, I think, as having inspired this and connected to it. Maybe this is a woman that is able to, as an agent, perhaps, of the FBI that worked on this sting. But who is this? So I see a woman, and I think that could be Mitch. That's possibly DeVos helping her brother, or aware and trying to cover for him. There's that cover your butt and create distraction. It even could be that this was a woman, I don't know, maybe somebody that they wanted to put in her place or be in, as governor. I should look that up. Was there a female Republican that they would have put in or sought to have fill that her office in Michigan? He's definitely, he is going to, I think, defend himself, of course, and I'm sure deny, but I think the disappointing thing about it is that it's going to take time, and it does show, I think, too, that he's disappointed, perhaps, that it didn't go through. This is a plan. This is a plan that was given a lot of time and attention, and like you would a plant that you're trying to grow, you nurture. And I feel like I'm shown him being disappointed it didn't work out, didn't go through, that they were able to. And he is connected. He is connected to these groups of people that make a lot of noise, like these Proud Boys and these different various groups, especially that have the militant kind of an edge to them, who want to think that they're some sort of mercenary, because that is what I think Erik Prince deals in. Various types of mercenaries, whether they are there to hack up your situation and screw you up, or worse, this is an assassination. I think he's connected. I'm just not getting yet that I see him going into to be putting on trial himself. But I do think he will be, because I do see Gretchen successful in going forth toward those men in office, such as Trump and himself, as being responsible. And there you have it. Sorry for the long video.